One lawsuit from a tenant could completely wipe out your savings, your car, or even your home unless your rental is in LLC. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why it's so important to set up an LLC for your investment properties. Hey everybody, I'm Randy Wolfe, and before we dive in, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are wanting to learn how to invest in real estate. And if you like, you can check out my private real estate community where I coach new and aspiring real estate investors. That link is in the description below. So LLCs are important for a variety of reasons. The biggest is asset protection. An LLC creates a legal separation between you and your properties. And if something goes wrong, your personal assets are shielded. Now, there are certain things that you have to do to make sure you protect that corporate veil. I'm not really going to get into that today, but it's really important that you do the things properly, you have it, and then you follow a certain protocol to keep that protection. Number two is professionalism. Tenants and lenders see that you're more serious when you operate under an LLC. It's a business, and again, it's just a sense of more professionalism. Another thing is pass-through taxes. Number three. So profits and losses are paid directly to you, and so you're avoiding this double taxation, and you have the ability to write off a lot of things under a business that you couldn't necessarily do under a personal, your individual name. And number four is flexibility. You can have multiple members in an LLC, which helps if you're partnering on deals and that sort of thing. And so again, those are just a few of the reasons. There's a lot of reasons, but those are some of the most common reasons that it's a good idea to have an LLC. And the next question you may have is, well, that's cool, Randy, but how do I set one up? And so first, you choose a name and you file articles of organization in your state. Most states, you're going to look at the Secretary of State, and you can go about doing it that way. You can also pay services to do this for you or have an attorney do it for you. It's completely up to you. But if you were going to go and do this yourself, that's the first step. Then you're going to get an EIN number from the IRS. That is kind of like your LLC's version of what we have as a social security number for us as individuals. That's like your business, your tax ID for your business. You're going to open up a business bank account, but you got to have your EIN set up first, and then you're going to keep all rental income and expenses separate. You don't want to mix personal and business funds. That's commingling. You don't want to do that because, again, as I mentioned before, that there's some certain things that you could do that could potentially pierce the corporate veil is what it's called. And so you want to make sure you keep that sort of stuff separate whenever you have an LLC set up. So step one, check your state's requirements for forming an LLC. They do vary quite a bit from state to state. Some states are way more easier than others. Some states actually provide anonymity so that you can set up an LLC and nobody knows that you're the person that owns the LLC. So this can be a really good strategy as well for asset protection. And another step that you can take if you have done step one is you can open up a dedicated bank account as soon as your LLC is approved and you have that EIN. I guess I should say step two, set up your EIN. Step three, set up your bank account, because ultimately you really want to have an LLC completely set up, and then you hold properties in that. And then there becomes an even bigger conversation about how many LLCs should you have. Should you do one for each property? Should you do one for all of your properties or one for several properties? And that is definitely a conversation for a professional, and I'm not that guy, because that's a good conversation for an attorney, someone that's going to look out. You got to remember too that this is me speaking just from personal experience. The more LLCs you have, it can start to get a little crazy with your accounting. So definitely talk to an attorney and talk to an accountant and try to figure out what's going to be best for you. So an LLC gives you both protection and credibility. So you need to take the time to consider setting one of those up early in your investing journey. You don't have to have properties yet. You can do that literally before you own your first property. So look into that. And as always, I hope this video has brought you value. If you did like this video and it brought value, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more tips. And also too, if you haven't, consider checking out my private community, as I said, where I coach new and aspiring real estate investors. That link is in the description below. As always, I appreciate you watching today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.